Hello and welcome all basketball lovers and hoop heads. Welcome back to the channel, man. This is going to be the second video I have ever done. So thank you so much if you are coming back, or if this is your first time ever watching. I appreciate you for joining me to break down some hoop content here, man. Today, as you can probably tell from the title of the video, we're going to be looking at some Christian Braun tape. I have become a huge, massive, some would say, Christian Braun fan. He's just like a super smart player that a lot of teams could use, and I'm sure would love to have right now. Denver definitely made the correct bet in betting on his development and his place in the starting lineup. So today we're going to talk about what makes Christian Braun great. Hopefully I can show you to that in some tape that I've gathered here for you. The two main things that we're going to be watching for in these videos are his hustle. Christian Braun maybe busts his ass more than any other player in the NBA, and that is such a huge deal, and I'm going to show you why not a lot of players like to bust their ass. So having a guy that does, having a guy that cares, is so useful and conducive to winning, as the Denver Nuggets damn well know. And the other thing I'm going to talk about with Christian Braun is how to be a high IQ player, not necessarily while always having the ball in your hand, but just making smart, snappy plays, always making the right play. And we'll talk about more as we get into the tape. So without further ado, let us get into the tape, man. Let's not waste any more time. So we're going to start off this video with 4 plays against the New Orleans Pelicans. This was fairly early in the season, if I remember correctly, but we can immediately see the way that Christian Braun just pushes the pace on transition. He is almost always, every time he recognizes that one of his teammates has possession of the ball, he is zooming down the court almost faster than anybody else, and it oftentimes just creates really easy buckets for him. As we will continue to see time and time again here, he's just going to make a really smart heady play, take this ball all the way to the right, all the way to the rack, for a beautiful finish over a Brandon Ingram who did not really, give much effort into stopping him there. We're just going to see again the first guy down the court just absolutely sprinting. This is all within the same game too, which is kind of crazy. That you can just see with how much frequency he does this every single game. And we're going to rewind this one real quick and watch this back because it is a gorgeous play. So really simple, nothing flashy here. His defender was caught a little too forward, little too late getting to him out here on the perimeter, and probably, to be honest, is pushing a little hard to get out here on the perimeter to him. But Christian Braun is going to make a simple rip move, take this thing straight to the basket for a beautiful flush. That's another thing about Christian Braun too. I'm not going to do the deceptively athletic white guy meme, but Christian Braun is kind of deceptively athletic. He's got some hops, man, and he's got some great dunks. If you want to go in and watch some of his highlights. This right here coming up is actually one of my favorite plays that we're going to go over today. Super simple, nothing super crazy, but again, one of those things that kind of just showcases how and when he always makes the right play. So basically, Denver is setting up, they're going to set up a little double screen action here off of this pass to Russell Westbrook. He's got, the ball out on the perimeter / high post-ish area. Christian Braun is, it looks like he's going to fly off both these screens. Both these guys are signaling over here that they're going to set a little double screen, get the ball maybe here at the top of the key. Maybe Michael Porter Jr. is going to flare out to the corner here. Maybe he catches the ball, swing to the corner. Who knows? What's actually going to happen is that I believe this is Jake LaRavia here. He's going to go over this screen on Christian Braun, knowing that he sees this second screen coming. So if he goes way under, Christian Braun's just going to have a wide open 3. So he's going to fight to go over this screen. Santi Aldama is going to stay hooked to MPJ again, because we know how adept of a three-point shooter that he is and how fast he can get the ball off. Santi Aldama is going to stay hooked to him. And since Jake LaRavia is fighting over the screen here, he's already on Christian Braun's ass. And there is not a single soul remotely close to the rim right here. Christian Braun is going to dive straight to the rim and get a beautiful flush. Super, super easy. Recognizing how much space that Santi was giving him, he just made the heads-up smart play right there. Just drive straight to the rack, get the easy dunk. Why not? This is a beautiful little turnaround floater. He does these sometimes, not with a lot of frequency and not with a ton of efficiency, but he does do those little turnaround J's sometime, and they're pretty fun little plays from him when they do pop into the tape. Now, as you've already seen in these few clips so far, Christian Braun is a pretty adept rim finisher. We haven't seen too many crazy tough finishes, but a lot of his buckets come at the rim. And that is for good reason. Now, these stats are going to come from databaller.com, which is a super fancy, super cool website that you should definitely check out if you want to look into any sort of advanced statistics. But according to Databaller, Christian Braun is in the 87th percentile in finishing at the rim, and that's amongst all NBA players, so including bigs. So 87th percentile, that 71.8% finishing at the rim is an absolutely absurd stat for a guy who's his height. He's probably like 6'6", 6'5". Absurd rim finishing statistic. And another thing that, again, we will continue to see throughout this tape is his synergy with Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic, his most assisted to teammate amongst every Denver Nugget last year was Christian Braun. So he had 168 assists to Christian Braun alone last year, which was the second most in the league amongst all duos. That just kind of goes to show you the value that he's providing to the Nuggets. An incredible rim finisher, an excellent cutter, and someone that their star big man actively looks for and connects with on many different occasions. That's super useful to the Nuggets, of course. And I've got some other statistics that I will spout off after you, but real quick, we're going to go back to the tape and we're going to talk about it for a second, because this is my favorite play that I compiled of Christian Braun's. Now, of course, this is against my beloved Oklahoma City Thunder, but that's besides the point. This is opening night, by the way, of the NBA season. This is 2 minutes into the season. Christian Braun is going to come over and deny this pass. Incredible little leap here. Again, that athleticism sneaking in, and he's going to incredible timing and touch to get that ball away from Chet. And then, again, we're going to see the same thing that we've seen a million times. Look how he just goes straight to the rack. He does not stop running the entire time, is at the rack, and is just open. He's just opportunistically available for a cute little dump pass and an easy 2 points. It is so useful to have a player that gets you easy points, that gets you easy buckets when you need them the most. Another gorgeous, perfectly timed cut from Christian Braun right there, and a really tough finish as he absorbed the contact and just kind of laid that ball in. This is another, let's rewind this real quick. This is another beautiful finish that's going to come from Christian Braun here as he just kind of floats this. And again, we don't see him with the ball in his hands a ton, taking it to the rack or, handling it a ton and scoring off of that. But when he does, he showcases some touch. Like, that's a really tough bucket. DeMar DeRozan stayed on his hip the entire way. Didn't put up a huge fight, but still there was solid contact, and he is able to, with his offhand, just beautifully float that over the top as he rotates his hips in midair. That's a hard shot to make. Just showcasing some of the skills at his some of the weapons in his arsenal. Now we're going to get to what is maybe my favorite section, my favorite little run of clips in this compilation that I've put together for you. I showed you my favorite play already, but this is my favorite run of clips. These all are going to come against the Phoenix Suns in what is an overtime game. And, of course, these are all happening in the clutch/overtime period of this game. This first shot is just a huge, huge, huge three. Oh, beautiful. Gorgeous. His defender left him wide open. Of course, Nikola Jokic finds him right above the break for a wide open three. And I don't think a lot of people realize that it takes some serious guts to have the confidence to take that shot and then make it. It's nerve-wracking. I mean, you can only imagine. I've never played on a stage like this, but playing in a gym with 100 people, have your palms sweating, your heart beating out of your chest. Could you imagine playing in front of 18,000 people doing this? It's absolutely insane. It's really, really hard to do these and to do that with confidence. And Christian Braun just pulls it off. Here we're going to have another one off of a gorgeous little skip pass from Aaron Gordon. Huge, huge three so early on in the overtime period. That's a real bone crusher in tight games like this. And then back-to-back here, we're going to see, of course, smart, heady transition plays off of misses from Christian Braun. Because what else would it be? What else would it be? And this one right here, maybe that exemplifies Phoenix's season last year a little bit, just the way they kind of peter out and give up. But Christian Braun is like undying will to run in transition. It never loses. It never loses. Now, the thing I didn't really include in this video, and we don't need to talk about too much, is some of his three-point shooting. He's not a particularly adept three-point shooter, which is a little strange because if I remember in college, he was quite a prolific three-point shooter. But he just hasn't been that in the NBA. His release is a little slow. He definitely needs some space to get it off. It can be pretty easily blocked if players are like up and at him, or if he's got like a guy, like a rangy defender with long arms coming at him. He's pretty hesitant to take threes. He only took 2.8 per game last year, which was an increase from the previous season, but in the previous season he only took 2 per game. So less than 3 attempts per game last season. You'd really like to see that number go up, but he was damn near a 40% three-point shooter at 39.7. So, Christian, I think you can sacrifice a little bit of your efficiency if you take like 2 to 3 more threes a game. I think the Nuggets would love if he did that too, because the Nuggets were the least prolific three-point shooting team last year. But that's beside the point. We're getting distracted. We're going to move into a little bit of his passing tape. It's not anything crazy. It's nothing like you've never seen before. But, again, a thing that I've said throughout this entire video, always making the right play. Beautiful dump passes. He's not like an adept passer by any means, in that, like, the mechanics of his passing aren't beautiful, but he knows what the right play is. Here he's going to get a gorgeous offensive rebound. And Russ, oh, man, takes you back, doesn't it? Russ just getting that beautiful little dunk off of that big rebound from Christian Braun. This is another awesome play here as he's going to block Cade Cunningham at the rim, grab his own rebound, make the beautiful outlet pass, get a wide open dunk. How fast did that happen? Was that 4 seconds? That was 4 seconds. He grabbed the ball at 2:50. He blocks Cade Cunningham at 2:52-ish. Yeah, he blocks Cade Cunningham at like 2:52. So you're talking about in like 5 seconds, he gets a block, a rebound, and an assist, and helps it. Like, goodness gracious, what a player, man! He's so much fun to watch. His tape is just full of little nuances like that, where you just see him do something. You're like, damn, I wish I had that player on my team. Another interesting little tidbit about Christian Braun is that I mentioned earlier that Nikola Jokic was his Christian Braun was Nikola Jokic's most assisted to teammate, and it actually works in the inverse as well. Nikola Jokic was Christian Braun's most assisted to teammate. So, if you couldn't already tell the obvious synergy that those two have, I don't know what to tell you, but in the stats, it really comes through, and I think that moving forward, Christian Braun is basically just going to be a Nugget lifer, or at least until Nikola Jokic is gone from that team, if he ever is, because those two guys work so well together. I mean, Nikola Jokic has helped Christian Braun transform into one of the league's most efficient perimeter players. I mean, if not by some statistics, the most efficient. And so I think that marriage between those two is going to prove to be very fruitful as Christian Braun continues to age and get older and get better. But that's all I have for you right now. I hope I didn't talk your ear off too much. I assume if you got to the end of the video that's not the case. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Keep your heads up for next week's video, and I will see you all then. Bye.